Hello there, morons. It's Victor, King of the Morons. Yes, King of the Morons, always trying to be a little less moronic every day, striving to be better. I hope you are too. I hope you're all having a good day. Goodbye, August. August finished, and we're entering September now. Time is flying. The party will be in Tokyo on September 5th. The big Tokyo week, the yearly party that Hiko Simon and I host. If you happen to be in Tokyo, please join us. Have a drink with me. This is my first shot of the night. Before anyone starts saying you're drunk, I'm not. This is just sipping whiskey. This is a present from Megwin and Amanda over at Megwin TV, who gave me this on the birth of my child. Thank you very much, Megwin and Amanda. I'm excited to see them this weekend. I hope to collaborate with them. Another little news updates and stuff before I get to the topic, as you see, answering your stupid questions. If you want to come to Japan, or if you want to travel, there's a great way, a great opportunity for you. D.W. Jackson is giving away a prize. You have to review one of his books. You don't have to actually buy the book. Get your hands on a book. I don't think he cares. Well, of course he'd prefer you to buy the book, but get your hands on a book. Review it. You can borrow one. I'm sure they have them in the library. He's written like 12 books or so. Ideally, you buy a book. I think digital copies are $4, and the hardbacks are like, I don't know, 13 or so. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it doesn't matter. Write a review for one of his books, and you will then be entered to win a trip somewhere in the world. I'm not sure exactly how the winner is going to be chosen, but there are details in the description below. So please check that out if you want to travel somewhere. Okay. Anyway, today I'm answering questions from a guy named Raging Titan, and we're just going to go through this real quick. Okay, I'm going to read along here. He says, well, actually, I can move this here. See, he says, you can see the computer screen there, right? Well, you can't really see camera. Anyway, he says, hello. I hope this mail finds you in good health. I am doing very good. Oh yeah, speaking of good health. And I want to say something else, which I love about Japan. Oh yeah, cheers to Bradley. Bradley in the singing bowl. Thank you very much. I say that because he sent me a big thank you. I sent him a singing bowl. He's a Patreon member, but anyway. Yeah, so I was in Gusto's last night. It's like a Denny's and something, right? And I'm walking by going to get a cup of coffee, and this guy, no, I'm going to the bathroom, that's what it was. I'm going to the bathroom, does it matter? It doesn't matter. I'm going to the bathroom, and this guy's on his computer. He's wearing like a tank top, and then he's at his computer, his laptop, he brought into the restaurant. He's sitting alone, and he looks at me, and I can tell that, he knows who I am. You can tell, like, oh, this guy knows who I am. So I come back out of the bathroom, and he's standing kind of in my path, and he's like, hey, I was just, watching your videos. I don't really remember exactly, but anyway, long story short, we got to talking, and you could tell that, he works out and stuff. So I said, hey, do you jog at all? Because I was going to go jogging that night. And he said, yeah, I'm going to go jogging tonight. I said, great, can I join you? And it rained, but we jogged in the pouring rain, and it was a lot of fun. And again, thanks to YouTube. Thanks to YouTube, I made a friend who actually lives around here. And his name is David. Hopefully you'll see him and he's really a fascinating guy. He's lived all over the world. Very young, but fascinating guy. And hopefully we'll have him on the show on the 2.5 Voyages in the future. I've already talked to him. Very, very interesting British fellow. David. Anyway, David, if you're watching, great to meet you. Cheers to you as well. And he drinks too, so I'll have a drinking buddy. On to the questions. First and foremost, I would like to say I love your videos. Thank you very much. All in all is very informative and interesting. That captures people's attention. Your videos make me feel informed of what's going on in Japan, even if I'm not in the country. I'm a university student and finishing my degree next year. I have a huge interest in Japan, want to experience most of it. I'm hoping to be able to do my master's in Japan and hopefully find a job there when I finish. Okay, that's a good idea, getting a master's or finishing your BA in Japan. Due to the plan I have some questions regarding Japan and believe asking someone who has experience living in Japan is the best course of action. Anyway, here it is. Now, question number 1. How proficient does one need to be in Japanese to be able to communicate properly in Japan? Does it take long to adapt to their language? Here's a stupid question. And like I told you, these are stupid questions. I don't know how long it will take you to learn Japanese, because I am not you, and everyone learns differently. I've said this before, learning a language is like playing the guitar. Some people are good at it right away, some people take longer time. It depends on how much you practice. In the end, if you practice every day, you will become proficient. But will you be, you know, a Shakespeare in this language? I doubt it. That's probably not the best example, but Shakespeare. Anyway, so it depends on you. Personally, I'm an English teacher, and I have very little opportunity to speak Japanese, and my first serious girlfriend in Japan was very fluent in English, so I didn't get much practice with her. At least English practice, if you know what I'm saying. I mean Japanese practice. I screwed that up. Anyway, so anywho, just a minute. Anywho, just to cheer up the mood. Yes, what was I gonna say? So it depends on you. It took me about 6 years. But I think I've heard of other people who I was conversational for after the first year. You know, I can get around and get by, but I could really understand almost any conversation after 6 years, and even now I learn more every day. Okay, so how proficient does one need to be in Japanese? How do I measure that? Very, very proficient. You know, if you study your ass off, really study your ass off, and practice often, I think in 2 years you could get. I've heard of a guy who did it in 1 year, but I think in 2 years you could do it. Okay, so if you want to enter a college, university here, you need JLPT 1, I believe. At least a lot of Chinese and Koreans take that test because they want to enter college. And number 1 is the only one I've ever taken. So, number 2. Is university certificates in Japan globally recognized? Yes. Why wouldn't they be? Because I heard a rumor that can only be used in Japan. I heard a rumor. Don't send me rumors. You know. Yeah, I heard. You know, when I was a kid, I heard that Asian vaginas were horizontal. You know. Luckily, I didn't write someone a question asking that one. So, by the way, they're not. They're the same as other vaginas. And regarding, while we're on the subject of vaginas. Penises in Japan are insignificantly different. Insignificantly different. They're not. They're the same. Everyone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everyone. I've talked to guys and girls, and they all tell me. I wouldn't know personally, of course. But it would be okay if I did. I wish I did. I wish I could tell you. Yeah, I've seen a lot of male erect penises, and I know for a fact because I'd like to be able to, you know, give you firsthand information, but you know, I just don't have the opportunity or inclination. Anyway, number 3. How difficult is it for a fresh grad outsider to find a job there? Very well. No. Super easy if you want to be an English teacher. There are a lot of jobs everywhere, there are always people leaving. And if you're willing to, you know, hit the pavement and knock on doors and make phone calls, you can find jobs. You might not be the ideal for job at first, but you can find a job. It's pretty easy. And as a fresh grad, unless you have some special connections or special skills, that's probably all you're qualified for. And remember again, it doesn't matter and if that's the situation, you don't need any Japanese to be an English teacher, and all you need is a BA or a BS, a 4-year degree or if you're English, 3-year degree from any certified real university, and you're in. And you can be an English teacher. It doesn't matter if you majored in music or PE. You can be an English teacher. Okay. If you're a native English speaker, America, Canada, England, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, and Jamaica. Okay. Number 4, regarding a job, is it true that there's a culture where they will work long hours and have a mandatory drinking session with the boss after work? Yes, there is, but you don't actually have to. And there are some people in Japan who cannot hold their liquor at all. So I'm sure that they're not doing that because I know people who cannot drink, so they don't. You know. They usually, the thing is, you're going to be a gaijin, and you can get away with getting out early. The guy I told you about a few minutes ago, he's a salaryman, and he goes home at 6. So there you go, and he's treated just like the other members. He said, except for the fact that no, that's it. Yeah, he's treated like everyone else. Yeah, they yell at him just like everyone else. He said, you'll meet him someday. So that culture exists, but it really depends on the company, and you can probably get away with not doing that all the time. But it's part of the fun is doing what everyone else does. I think you got to be careful. Don't drink too much. You may have to go to drinking sessions, but it doesn't mean you have to get trashed all the time. Number 5, roughly, how is the living cost in Japan? Another ridiculous question. Compared to what? It's impossible. Oh, I will tell you this. If you're European, it's probably cheap. If you're American, it's actually not as bad as you think. Okay? There are hyakuyen stores, which means dollar stores everywhere, which are really nice, and they serve. Some are just for food. The Lawson's 100-yen store just for food. Of course, they have things that are more expensive in there, but they do have anything you need. So you can get pretty much anything you want for a buck. You can get by. And I just talked to a woman from, I think she was in Okinawa or Kyushu. She said she had a financial trouble with her and her husband, and they were on a 700 yen a day food budget for 2 people. So it's possible to save money. You buy your rice in the supermarket, and you do the cup of noodle thing for a while. But rent, it depends on when you live. It could be anywhere as low as $300 a month to $700 a month for rent for something decent. I usually in Nagoya, which is like Cleveland, a mid-sized big city in Japan, fairly big city. I think I've never paid less than 55,000 here, but I could have, and that's for my own place. And if you share a place, it's even cheaper. There are places where you can pay 30,000 and share a room with another foreigner. So it depends on what you want. It's difficult. It's impossible to answer that question. Do you smoke? Do you drink? So if you drink, then yeah, it's going to cost more, right? Anyhow, beers are $2 a beer. So. Do earthquakes occur often? No. But if there's one big enough and you die, it really doesn't matter, I often joke that in America you get shot by someone, so there's always that. In Japan you won't get shot, but you could be crushed by an earthquake, which could happen in California too. But there's typhoons and earthquakes here. But every country's got their problems. You get tornadoes in America. There's Katrina, etc., etc. Anyway, I'm just answering some. I just wanted to make a video, to be honest, and this is the first. This is only 11 days old, so I've been really bad on answering questions because I've been busy. But there's your video for tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. My name is Vic, the Action Teacher. No, the Action Teacher. That's my other channel. This is Victor, King of the Morons. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I look forward to communicating with you all more in September. And I hope you liked the video. How did it turn out? I'm really curious how you liked this particular video, if you know what I mean.